chasing new.
Yo, ATL, what's going on, everybody? It's your host, Sierra, and aka Don't Let That Connect. I'm hosting again. This is like the third, fourth episode, so we just gonna keep it rolling. So everybody that's tuning in, I know y'all are kind of confused. Who are these people on the camera? Who is this person sitting to the right of me? I know y'all don't know, and I know y'all don't know where we at right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start off by introducing our new member of the bucket list and our new co-host. Sir, can you go ahead and take it over?
Man, what's up, y'all? My name is B-Nod, coming to you live straight from Atlanta, Georgia, West Side Zone 4. Y'all know what it is. We up the bucket list, and we here at Studio 42, cooking to you live with the bucket list, next gen.
Nah, real talk. Now let's kick it off and let's talk about this show, because I know y'all are asking questions. Alright, why are y'all in the kitchen? This is not how we run stuff. This is not how we run stuff, because y'all are now tuning into the new segment of the bucket list called What's in the Pot. So, welcome to the show. Now, with this particular guest, we had to bring her back because the interview that we did was so great, but we got to see her skills in real life. So let me go ahead and introduce the owner of Atlanta's Sweet and Savory, Miss Hanifa Banks.
How you doing? My name is Hanifa Banks. I am the owner of Sweet and Savory Creations, and I'm glad to be here. Back.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you first came to the episode, we really talked a lot about what inspired you to cook. So can you just remind the audience a little bit of how you started cooking and how you got to where you are today?
I sure can. So my grandmother was an awesome cook. She can burn some pots up. I mean, not in a bad way, but in a good way. So growing up, me and my sister were her sous chefs. We cut carrots, celery, whatever she needed cut, that was our job to do. We shucked corn, we picked peas. So a love for the kitchen, it grew at a young age. So, typically that's how we were raised. You learn how to cook from your grandmothers, your mothers, so forth. So nowadays, we don't have that component a lot of times. We going out to eat a lot, but my grandmother was in the kitchen every Sunday. You're gonna get a full Sunday dinner, turkey. She ate pork. I don't eat pork, so she had ham, turkey, whatever was on her menu. She gonna have it, and people knew that on Sundays Becky cooked. So that was our job. We cooked. We fed whoever came to the house.
I love that. So, I remember you said that you were her sous chef.
Yeah.
And, in Becky's kitchen, do you remember the first meal that she really taught you how to make that made you go, I like this kitchen?
So one thing about Becky was she's not gonna give you a recipe. You're gonna learn, because she didn't cook with a recipe card. Okay. Like a lot of stuff she cooked was like off the top of her head was, okay, this, and she'll taste throughout. So a lot of times if I'm cooking, I'm tasting throughout. Don't ask me for a recipe for a meal. Desserts, yes, I'll have a recipe for desserts, because desserts are something that you have to get right. Cake, you can't just freestyle it. But the best food is from the soul. So when you cooking and you tasting throughout the process, and you like, yeah, it needs this. And my mom is in the kitchen with me now. My mom is my sous chef.
Wow.
So I'm typically like, Mom, taste this. And she's like, I wouldn't even put that together. Like yesterday we made a strawberry salsa for our salmon. And she was like, I wouldn't have put a strawberry and a salsa together. And there's no recipe for that. Like for me, I just cutting up stuff. We had strawberries, let's make something happen. So
It come out good.
it was really good. It was delicious, actually.
Yeah, one thing about the Sweet and Savory kitchen is always going to be delicious. So I guess my question is, because I know everyone has their day jobs and what they do to, you know, bring that stable income.
Yeah.
But how do you balance going to work and then coming home after long hours and still continuing to have that love to cook?
So, you know, I was in school for 15 years, and I would get jobs. So, for example, I had Morehouse Alumni Association on Tuesdays. I would leave my job and go cook for 50 men.
Right.
But guarantee you I'm beat at the end of that day. But now I'm full-time in Sweet and Savory Creations. I could not afford to keep working my 15-year job and keep doing what I'm doing, what I love. So funny thing was, you know, in May 2020, I got let go and started revamping my resume. And the lady I paid to do my resume was like, "What you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to do something that's gonna make me happy." Because for 15 years, I love the kids. Yes, don't get me wrong, but there's an internal happiness that comes from going somewhere every day and having to pour joy into it.
For sure.
So it's a different type of feeling. So now I get up every day and I grind for my creation, which is Sweet and Savory. Like it's not a feeling that you can describe, because every day is different. It's a different feel every day. I might wake up one morning and be like, "Man, this is tough," and the next day is like, "Okay, I got 3 jobs." So, you know, it's a trade-off.
What would you say to that young entrepreneur, the young person with dreams and goals, but is kind of stuck there, you know, in that place where I'd rather just take this backseat and take a 9 to 5. You know, you said you worked for 15 years and now you're finally doing what you love in the last 2 years. You know, so what would you say to that person that's looking, you know, to live off their dreams?
Well, first of all, like, I have an amazing support system. Like, my husband is amazing. He supports me throughout this whole process. My mother, my best friend, like, it's a support system. Like, you gotta have a strong support system in order for you to see your dreams in its entirety. And because you're gonna have those days that's like, this is terrible, this sucks. And every day is not a money-making day. So, you know, you're gonna need financial support, you're gonna need emotional support, you're gonna need mental support. And the mental support is the biggest, because you don't even understand how hard it is and how it beats you down, like, man. But the most gratifying part of the job is, in any aspect, it could be cooking, it could be clothes design, it could be anything. It's just the satisfaction from the customer. So for all of the hard days, when you present somebody with a plate of food and they like, "Man, this is delicious," and you know, it's no other feeling, because that's your creation.
So my question is, one more before we transition, but you said something that was really, really important. Like, it's not just about the dream or the vision that you have or the creation that you're trying to make, whether it be a business, project, whatever, but it's really about that support system and that mentality of, okay, let me make sure I have my people that are going to help me through this.
Yeah.
So my question would be more so on an individual level, like, what is it that helps you get through those tough times? That helps you say, okay, I know I'm feeling, you know, beat down right now, but I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna step away from this, so that I can just recollect my mind and go at it again at just as hard as I was the last day.
So I'm still working through that.
Mm-hmm.
I journal. I have a journal. I write down a lot of stuff, ideas, feelings. I also started doing like a video diary, where if I'm driving long distances, it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm sitting in traffic, I might turn on my camera and start doing the diary just to talk about this day and how I felt, so I can go back and look at it and be like, oh, okay, so how did I deal with that? It varies. You have to know, you have to have a mental escape, let me say. Like I said, the biggest part of entrepreneurship is that mental aspect. You know, we don't always think about our mental capacity a lot. We think about our physical. We're strong. I'm strong. And being physically strong and mentally, I don't want to say defeated, but when you are tired, it overtakes everything. So I can't stress enough, like just being mentally, and it's not even mentally strong. Let's not confuse it, because mentally strong is something we say that's not always correct. It's just being able to say, I need help. I'm not mentally there today. And being big enough to say that. Because we have, in our society, we have this thing where I'm strong, especially as black women. I'm sorry if that, but I have to raise my kids, I have to take care of our house, I have to do this, and this, and we keep checking down this list, and it's like, look, I got to the end of the list, what did I do for me today? So a lot of times, in my day, I have made it a point to try to do something for me. If it's watch a movie, if it's look at TikTok, because TikTok is entertainment. If it's get my nails done, if it's anything that's small, it can be as small, but it's for you, and you have not thought about anybody else, your kids, your spouse, your anybody. You thought about yourself in that process. Then that's for you.
Love that.
So we are in the kitchen. So can you tell us one, your favorite food, and then kind of give us a little insight on what we might be seeing today?
Okay, so favorite food or just favorite dessert, like anything.
You go anywhere.
So I am a ice cream junkie.
Yes.
I love Jenny's ice cream. The
almond. I love Jenny's, baby. I love
it's amazing.
Shout out Jenny's.
No
It's
cap.
amazing,
Jenny's, if you see this, come see us.
Right.
You won't see me. Come see us, Jenny's.
Sponsorship,
It's amazing. Like her it's the almond brittle one. Like when I see it, because it's not always in the stores. So when I see it, I get 3.
Then
And I have to put them up. So you want to know what's going to get me to fight in my house? That will make me fight.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Add some Ruffles chip to that.
Ooh.
With the salty and the sweet.
Okay, talk to me.
There you
I
go.
have to tap in. I got some Ruffles today.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's my favorite flavor. I love ice cream, period. I love butter pecan. But Jenny's, she can't do no wrong.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad
I
at
like that. So,
Delicious.
you. So today, what are we gonna see from you? Because I'm excited. I'm super excited.
So we're gonna have a Tuscan steak, which is my husband's favorite.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do the same preparation for the salmon that we did for the steak.
Okay.
But we're gonna add it over a bed of creamy pasta. We have a side of kale and a side of asparagus.
My mouth
And in
watering
my house,
already.
this is kind of like one of those quick meals that
ain't got no words.
Oh,
we
yeah.
throw together. It's not a throw together. Let me not say that, but it's a quick meal that you can come home, prepare it, and it's like it took a couple of hours, and it's not that hard.
And we actually talked about that the last time you came on to the show. But I think that's something vital that you said. Even amidst the multiple places that your children have to be, your husband has to be, you have to be, you were still willing to actually come home and be like, hey, I'm about to go into the kitchen. Y'all need to sit down. We about to eat and have this meal together as a family. So can you kind of explain how you've seen the importance of that, like, progress within your children's lives and your husband's lives?
I mean, even people be like, how do you still cook dinners for your family when you've been cooking for people all day? And that's important. My kids can eat. I have 3 boys, and they can throw down. My middle child is, he wants to be a chef. So, it's a lot of times he's asking questions like, how do I do this? So a lot of times the meal is it. And growing up in a house where, my mom, we didn't always go to the table and eat, but my mom would cook. If my mom didn't cook, my grandmother cooked, and we knew she was going to cook. and we knew we could get a meal with her. So that was always this gathering spot, the kitchen. You know, the kitchen period is just the place for that connection for family.
For sure. Do you think that the kitchen and the table, the Sunday dinner, do you think that in this new day and age, do you think it has the same importance, or do you think that it might have lost something? Because I know even me growing up, I would sit at the table and eat, regardless. You know what I'm saying? My sister liked to sit at the couch. You know, my mom, if she ate right after she finished cooking, you know what I'm saying? Because she'd be like, I just cooked, don't feel like eating. But regardless, we still come sit down at the table. Do you think that is still relevant? Or how do you think we could restore that importance as well?
Well, I think one of the things that we probably need to just address is technology.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have technology like that. So, you know, if we had a TV, it was in the living room. Now we have these open floor plans for houses where it all flows into one. So you can sit at the kitchen table and still watch TV. So, you know, growing up, it was a box room. This is your living room. This is your kitchen. So you wasn't watching TV and eating dinner at the table. And even still, now we have devices at our fingertips. So a lot of times you have to tell kids, like, hey, put that away and let's eat. You know, one of our meals that we actually sit at the table and eat is, like, we have a crab boil night.
Okay.
And we get to the table and we eat. That's one of our meals. And a lot of times we are moving. Like, my family, my oldest plays basketball. All of my kids play basketball. So it's a nonstop go, 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 go. And like I said, that's one of the meals that when we have it, we sit at the table and eat. Not just because it's messy, but because that's one of our meals.
Okay. I love that.
So we do want to transition because we really, really, really want to see you cook this meal so bad because we know it's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
So as we transition into you actually preparing the food for us live, might I add, we're going to still ask you some questions, but we do want to see how you get the process started.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so we are back, and it is time to prep this Tuscan steak and salmon. I'm so excited. Miss Hanifa, what are we about to do now?
So we're about to prepare the salmon and the steak. So
Okay.
I have the pots going. Make sure whenever you're cooking steak, salmon, you start with hot pots. You don't want to start with a cold pot. And you want to make sure that you get a good, put a little oil, put a little olive oil in the pan, a good sear on your proteins.
Hey, this protein smells so good right now.
So we have we have Becky's cast iron skillet. So I love cooking steak in a cast iron skillet because it has it's real good heat conductor.
Okay.
So whenever you cooking, you want to make sure you're cooking in a good pot.
Okay.
Skillet, pot, frying pan, whatever, because heat conduction is key to a good sear. So this is our Tuscan steak with the seasoning already on it.
Look how thick that seasoning is. Like, that's how you know it's
That's a well-seasoned steak right there,
It's
y'all.
so
That's a steakhouse steak. If y'all can get zoom in, y'all see that steak? And this is Becky's cast iron skillet.
This is Becky's cast iron skillet right here. And the salmon,
Oh yeah.
I like starting skin
Side down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
I think I make salmon every now and then in the pan, and I like skin side down because, like, I can watch it cook itself, and then flip it over on the top, and then you just get a nice crust, like just
get a
enough.
nice crust,
You know what I'm saying? Just enough.
We're gonna let this. So typically for medium rare is between 135 and 1 for maybe 12 to 15 minutes, and then I put a little pat of butter and put it in the oven to give it that nice flavor.
Okay.
Typically in the oven, I let it finish, and then when you pull it out the oven, you let it rest.
Okay.
The key to a good steak is letting it rest, because the juices stay in there, and you want a juicy steak.
Okay, so about how long do you let the steak sit in the oven? At what temperature and to get the perfect steak?
So the oven is at 200 right now.
Okay.
It's not cooking.
Okay.
That's just gonna hold it.
Okay.
typically it's in there for the rest of the time to do the noodles and the sauce.
Okay.
And then I pull it out.
Okay.
So now we can put, if you want to get the noodles,
Cool.
open those up, we can put them in the water because the water is boiling. And new pasta is 10 to 12 minutes max.
Now, what type of noodles is these?
This is
I ain't never seen these noodles
I've
before.
never seen noodles like this
That's not the box noodles.
at all. So these are golden egg. How you pronounce this?
Pappardelle.
Pappardelle noodles. Okay.
And you can do something.
And don't worry, everybody. Everybody's cleaning their hands,
Yeah.
being sanitary, safe.
It's all stuff I can't see most of the stuff here, so. Can you see me from here? Right here?
No. Can I turn this?
All right.
So if you can see, one side is already seared,
Okay.
so we're gonna flip it.
Oh yeah, that looks good right there. That's looking good.
And because this is a thicker steak, once you put it in the oven, it's gonna be nice. You want this good crust on it though before it goes in the oven, because the oven is not gonna get that sear that you want on there.
The inside's gonna keep cooking though, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
throw this in the way.
So, there's skills to cook any type of protein, any type of meat, or
Yeah.
any dish in general. So, what's the first dish that you actually, or the first meat that you can say you skillfully learned how to cook?
Chicken breast.
Oh yeah.
Chicken breast. Chicken breast is like the first protein that you're not afraid to cook. You can put chicken breast in pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? The Campbell's condensed milk. I mean, not condensed milk, but soup.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first meals that I actually cooked on my own.
Right.
What, instant rice, the Campbell's chicken, and chicken and rice. There you go. Put a bag of frozen broccoli, a can of Campbell's soup, and put it in the oven. You can even do it on the skillet, but I did it in the oven. So that was my first. And now I can do my own cream sauce from scratch.
Wow.
I don't need Campbell's, so
What do you say? What would you say like your first real challenge in the kitchen was? Because this to me this is an elevated meal. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I gotta know how to cook them in Tuscan. You know what I'm saying? Steak and salmon.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But when you first got in the kitchen, what's the first meal that you said, ooh, I'm gonna really have to focus on this one and do right?
So, and actually, the first challenge was a show.
Okay.
Taco Wars. And if you ever want to test anybody's cooking
Ability.
prowess,
Yeah.
it's going against another person that can cook, another chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my first, like, that made me nervous. So
Yeah.
I'm calling my chef friend Kenny, and like, what should I cook? I needed to be elevated because it's a taco, and I needed to taste good, and all these other questions. So he's a chef by trade, so he's giving me all this stuff, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I can do that. But he was like, you got it.
Yeah.
So me, whenever I get stuff like that, I'm gonna take it, go to the internet, start researching how, what do I need for this? Is this something that I can do? So my first taco wars, I lost.
Y'all, this food smells so good, y'all.
I lost, but I lost because, you know, whenever you're thinking about food, you're thinking about a whole mouth experience.
Yes.
So, crunchy, sweet and savory. It's a play on your taste buds.
Yes.
So I had a lot of good elements, but I missed one element, which was a crunchy element. So while everything was delicious, I missed one aspect of that taco, which was some texture.
Okay.
But
So how do you think being in that competition and that opportunity, you know, helped you improve in the competition? I mean, in your cooking, I should say.
well, let me just grab this behind you. It helped because number one,
We transitioned from the steak into the
oven baby. Number one, you never know how skilled you are until you have to show the skill.
right.
Let's see that there. And we're gonna transition this over here.
We on the asparagus now, y'all.
Ooh, he got the thick.
Nice thick asparagus. I ain't never seen.
Thick
I like
cut.
this asparagus right here. It's a big asparagus. I ain't never seen no asparagus this big. This is asparagus right here. You might find these at Trader Joe's for real. This organic.
It's organic.
So that was one of the biggest things is, if I could say anything, I can say that Taco Wars stretched me in different aspects because you don't always know what you're capable of until you have to do it. So when I had to do it, it was like, oh, it's not so bad. So my second time going back on Taco Wars, now I didn't have to call my chef friend. I just put stuff together that I thought was good.
Yeah.
I did a salmon verde taco, and the thing about that second Taco Wars was they added new elements. So instead of tacos, you had tacos and things. So people who know me know I love a good rounded experience. I want you to have an hors d'oeuvre or appetizer. But my name is Sweet and Savory. My desserts are it. I love doing desserts. I started 2 years ago with doing just cheesecakes.
Okay.
So my husband was like, we had all this cream cheese, and one of my friends gave me all this cream cheese, and he was like, I know you can do something with it. So I was like, what can I do with it? Started making cheesecakes. But the thing about the cheesecakes was, how do you make it your cheesecake? So I came up with all these different toppings for the cheesecakes. We have whiskey peach cobbler, we have crown apple cobbler, we have strawberry shortcake, we have drunken monkey, which is like a bananas Foster's and I make donut holes.
You got you a new customer, Bill.
We have a lot of different cheesecakes, and the cheesecakes are what got me recognition. So once we got the cheesecakes, I started expanding to different things. So, and it wasn't that I couldn't cook. I think one thing that, you know, when you're starting your business, you have to get out there, but get out there for one thing. So then when people get to know you, like, oh, I remember you the cheesecake lady. That's what I was, the cheesecake lady, and I'll take that.
Yeah.
But now you know me as Sweet and Savory, not just the cheesecake lady. So that was the thing that stuck out for us.
Yeah, and I think one thing that you mentioned earlier that is kind of crucial is the fact that you went back to the taco competition.
Yes.
And I know not just for chefs, but for people that are trying to build their name, when they get that first defeat or that third, fourth, fifth defeat, they're always like, man, I ain't doing that again. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna keep doing my own thing. But can you speak about that mentality and say, okay, I lost first time, ain't no problem. I'm about to go back again and try again.
Funny thing is, it takes somebody believing in you to even call you to that arena. So one of my favorite mixologists, Tandy, love you Tandy, she was doing Taco Wars, Taco Tuesdays, and she asked me to come. First time coming, it was a showcase. Second time coming was Taco Wars. I lost, and it was like, I'm not coming back. Like in my mind, that's how you cope with stuff. And my chef friend was like on my feed, you won, hands down, you won. And it was just like, so when she called me, she was like, I want you to come back, and I was like, that's not for me to fold. So I came back. The thing about me coming back, she knew that my desserts were extraordinary. So she knew I would shine in that area. And that's where I was like, I thank her all the time, because it takes unknowing mentorship. Like, she didn't know she was mentoring me through this process. She just knew that she's helping me. But to know that my strong point was desserts and bring me back for taco and things, knowing that I would shine in that scope, I was like, wow. And you know, in retrospect, you don't always think about those things until the after, but it's like, oh wow, she knew that I would shine in the tacos and things area. So that's where.
So when you did things, what did you end up doing?
I did a pear flatbread.
Okay.
That was my starter. I did a salmon verde taco, and I did pistachio ice cream.
A pistachio ice cream?
Yeah, I made pistachio ice cream with, I know I had a pastry with it. I just can't remember what pastry, but I can remember those three things. So yeah, that's what.
We need to go Taco Wars, man.
No, I want to go to Taco Wars too.
Place these on the plate, and then we're gonna get started with the pasta and the sauce. Okay.
What should I do with these asparagus?
You're gonna cut the end. So think about asparagus. You cut it. If you take the asparagus and bend it,
Okay.
where it bends, that's where you want to cut. So halfway up the shaft.
Okay.
These are a little soft. So
Let me go ahead
I'll
and get
get to
down and help
myself.
my boy out.
halfway up the shaft, you want to cut. I'm gonna rinse this pot out.
Cool.
So as we're going into the prep for everything else, what's something that's on your food bucket list? Like, what's something that you want to cook so bad that you want to as of yet?
So typically, stuff that I want to cook will be stuff that I don't always eat. So I don't care for lobster. Lobster is not my thing.
Okay.
So when I cook it, I question if it's good. Is it going to be good? Because I don't know how to cook it because I don't eat it. So that's always a question for me. But it ends up turning out really good.
Hey, my new name is Chef Boyardee.
So who's your go-to test taster to make sure that you know who's who?
My middle child, Nasir,
He gonna tell you the truth.
Oh yeah,
he will.
Nasir
Okay,
sure
that's
would.
good.
He will. He don't always, like, when he don't like something, you're going to know.
Okay.
You're going to know he don't like it, and he is going to stay away from it.
Yep. He's definitely not afraid to tell you. I'm sorry, right here, 'cause I can't. So I got your pen.
Oh, thank you. You know, my mom and my grandma, they always told me when I cook, you know what I'm saying, get in the kitchen or helping them, they always make me clean as I go.
Yeah.
You know, and how big are you on that? You know, because cooking is a lot. Like, and you're gonna get like, you can get overwhelmed. Where you want to put this?
And the sink.
Cool. You'll get overwhelmed, you know, with the amount of stuff you have on the table.
Yeah.
You know, so how, if you're in by yourself, you know, what's your best strategy for cooking, cleaning as you go, you know, tidying up as you go, just making sure that when you're done, you don't feel overwhelmed with the amount of stuff you just did.
Well, I say if you use a pot, clean the pot.
Okay.
That sometimes works for me.
Okay.
Especially if I'm doing a big job, most of the time. But for dinners, like, I tend to let my kids clean. Yes.
Nice.
You're gonna clean this kitchen.
No.
Especially after I cook all this food. So for jobs, I tend to clean after myself. But for home cooking, I'm gonna put all that in there and let the kids handle it.
Do you enjoy? Do you prefer to be in the kitchen by yourself, or do you not mind some extra hands every now and
I don't mind, actually. I have like 2 cups of spinach here.
then? Okay.
We're gonna dump in. I don't mind because that's the learning process. Your kids learn how to cook from watching you. I have some peppers. I have like a cup of peppers.
Okay. See all type of peppers. I see hot peppers, bell peppers.
Green peppers, red peppers, and a couple of onions.
And this is the base for.
The Tuscan sauce.
Okay. Cool. That's the same.
So we want to cook the spinach down to get a little soft, shrink up, because spinach is gonna shrink.
For sure.
Ooh, yeah, that looks too good.
Y'all can really smell what's going on in this kitchen, like the steak in the oven, the salmon right behind me, and now we're getting these vegetables nice in that butter and garlic, y'all. Ooh,
So right now, after this, you're gonna we already put garlic in the pan, sauteed that. The peppers and onions I cooked at home, so they have another flavor on it.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna add any seasoning right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna add more seasoning when I put the cream in there.
Okay.
So one thing I don't do is a lot of salt, because I feel like you can build flavors without salt.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that when you have to add salt to a chef's dish, it's kind of like disrespect.
Well, I think you can develop so many other flavors other than using salt. There's things that you do need to use salt on, but and if I do, it's not a lot.
Right.
So do you have like a secret seasoning maybe, or like a specific one that most people might not have in their kitchen that you can go, no, this is what makes my food different than yours?
I don't know if it's a secret season.
Okay.
I love Trader Joe's seasons.
Okay.
It's not a paid advertisement. I do love Trader Joe's seasonings. I I honestly can't get enough of them. They have this one, it's an African type season. It's so smoky and rich and full. There's another season, and this is new. It's Moroccan McCormick's. It's a Moroccan season. Wonderful. If you love like sweet, smoky, it's so good. It's good on everything. Oxtails, steak, chicken, shrimp. It is wonderful. I've done that seasoning on chicken and do a small pot of couscous and put that over top of it. Wonderful.
Folks don't know about that couscous, okay? Couscous is good.
So now I'm putting the cream in. This is going to be the base of our sauce.
So when we're talking about flavorings, there's this process that it takes to develop your own taste. And a lot of people credit it as like a signature dish or just their star player, their star dish. So have you created yours?
So funny thing, people ask me all the time, what do you cook? And funny thing, I can cook pretty much whatever you want. Italian, Mexican, African, Caribbean. I've tried my hand at everything. Arabic food. I did a girls retreat in the cabins, and we did iftar dinner. We had iftar is the end of Ramadan. So iftar is the meal that you break your fast with during Ramadan.
Okay.
So we did lamb chops with apricot glaze and golden couscous with golden raisins. We did some cucumber Israeli salad. We did it's this one dish is called, I'm going to say it wrong, but it's a eggplant stew.
Okay.
And it has nutmeg and tomato and eggplant, roasted eggplant. It's delicious. My mom was like, I don't know what that is, but I made some naan bread, and that was a starter. So I don't hold myself in one realm of food. I don't just do soul food. I don't just do Italian food. I can do any type of food. I have an event coming in July, and this is called Passports, Cocktail Passports with a mixologist, and she's doing Thai. So I'm going to be doing Thai food. You know, for me. But she's going to be doing Thai drinks. So, you know, and I think that's a good, when people can call you and know like you're not boxed into this cuisine and know that you'll at least, I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
I'm not going to put shackles on me to say I can't do that.
Ooh, that's a gem right there. Like making yourself versatile to be able to cater to the different audiences that might be your potential client.
Yes.
So yeah,
because you never know who you're gonna cook for. So I just added some Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
And that's gonna thicken our sauce.
Y'all, this real Alfredo. Not the can that you go get at the store. No, this is how you really do it. So for those that you know, our viewers that's watching that still use the can for their Alfredo sauce, can you tell them, you know, what really the key is to getting your sauce right and everything like that?
So you just want to have heavy cream, garlic, butter, and parm.
Okay.
You can actually even use, what is the canister of parm? The one that your mom...
Grated Parmesan?
Oh, yeah.
The one your mom had?
I know.
But if you want to be elevated, you can get the good parm. That's at the store, you grade it.
Yeah.
It depends on, you know, how bougie you want to go. And what the thing that they say about cheese makes a difference. Cheese makes a difference in the taste of your dish. The quality of the products you use. Butter. I like using butter. Butter is it for me.
Yeah.
Like butter makes your dish round. It rounds out the dish. So I'm not that person that's going to use margarine.
Okay.
I'm going to use real butter. I do have some vegan clients that they don't do butter. And I found that I can make them with the vegan butter.
Okay.
It's a little different, but like I said, I try not to put myself in that box where, oh, I can't do vegan. I've done vegan cakes, never done a vegan cake in my life, but I'm there.
So how does your diversity in the kitchen, really help you connect with your clientele?
I honestly think, so many times people, especially for African American chefs, if I didn't go to school for it, you would assume that I can only cook soul food, which is fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and all those other things that we equate with soul food. But because I want to learn and do better, I do figure out how to make other dishes. And I'm a foodie, so I like going out and eating. So this is where you would taste your sauce to see if it needs anything.
Okay.
I have some forks somewhere.
Might be some over
Okay. Yep.
My boy been waiting for this.
Cool.
This is where you want to know if it needs
Hey,
if it needs something. Let me taste it.
Okay. So it's good.
no, this serious.
Give us a serious review.
It's Johnson. I don't need nothing.
Okay.
I like the flavor of the peppers, the cheese, the cream sauce. Like it meshes well together. Like you can taste the garlic. Like it's everything's hinting to the direction we're going. So I can't wait to see what it tastes like with the salmon and steak and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Catch y'all back. Ooh-wee. The food is almost done, y'all. I don't think y'all understand. This episode has been so good so far. I mean, it looks great. It looks great.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see the plate, but look at this plating.
Quality
Like,
plate.
Quality plating.
Quality plate. Miss Honey, I got a question. How important? Ooh, grab that steak. Show the people. That's what they want to see.
This is what they want to see right here. Oh my goodness.
So, really quick question. How important is plating for you? And how important should it be to other chefs as well?
Plating is important because you eat with your eyes first. Like when you look at a plate and it's like, oh, I gotta get in it. But if you see ugly food, more than likely it's gonna turn you off.
For sure.
So you eat with your eyes first. So you want to always have a good presentation of food because you're not always available for a person eating your food. So that's your name.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. So for the people that are just now joining us, I don't know why you don't know about this show and what we do in the last 10-15 minutes of the show, but we're about to go into this bucket list questions, and it's gonna be a little different today because this is not just a podcast, this is what's in the pot. So instead of just rapid firing the questions, we also gonna have a little taste test of what was actually cooked today in this kitchen, and we're gonna give y'all a little review. But before we give a review, can you first tell us what is your midnight snack?
Well, like I said, ice cream is it, man. There are times that I probably won't eat dinner that ice cream.
What's up?
Man, me and my girlfriend, we went to Tampa, and it's a Jenny's store in Tampa, and whatever flavor she has concocted, it's in there.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it was delicious. I love ice cream. That is my favorite.
What about you?
My midnight snack, I might just have to go with a bag of chips, you feel me? If it's
Yeah,
some chips in the
that's
crib,
real.
I'm gonna just have that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna have to go with a bag of chips real quick, man.
Yeah, for me, I would definitely have to go with a bowl of cereal.
Hey, I had some cereal. I had a bowl of cereal for the first time today in a long time, and I was like, man, I missed eating cereal.
No, for real.
Cereal
Sweet
is-
cereal or
I
Honey
like
Nut Cheerios.
I like
yeah.
Frosted Flakes.
yeah.
No, my boy!
I like Frosted Flakes. So, I think my bucket list question for you is gonna be, what's your go-to cocktail?
So, I'm a tequila
Oh,
girl.
yeah, me too. I love tequila too.
So I had this one cocktail. It's called the Bonita,
Okay.
and it's pineapple, cucumber, tequila, and I think agave.
Okay.
And it's not overly sweet. It's just a nice, mellow, nice touch of palate type drink. Like I said, my mixologist Tandy, like if I go to where she's at, I don't think I ever told her, hey, give me. She just asks what you like, and if you say tequila, she'll come off the top of her head, and that's what the type of mixologist you want.
Yeah. for
Whatever
sure.
you put in front of me is tequila. I know it's going to be delicious.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, I love tequila. Like a good tequila. Don't give me no cheap tequila. Give me
I'm not
So I
mad at
want
you. I'm
quality
not mad
and
at you.
quality
only.
tequila. Because tequila is one that you shouldn't take shots of. Have you ever heard that?
I didn't know that.
You should sip tequila.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. We sipping tequila like we
You
sipping
should
wine.
always
you feel
sip
me?
tequila.
Look, hey, fun fact, no more tequila shots.
No
okay?
more tequila
If you try to hand me a tequila shot, I'm not taking it anymore.
Because that is one thing, like the agave, all of the way they make tequila is a process. So,
Okay.
and it's natural. So to taste it is a wonderful thing. And wine is a definite go-to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Always.
sure.
Always.
For me, honestly, I'm not really a drinker. You know what I'm saying? I partake in other activities. But if you're trying to have a good time, tequila is where it's at. But if you're trying to get spicy, pass on the Crown and the Henny. You feel me?
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I think my go-to drink, you know what I'm saying? I always pick tequila first. If I go to a spot and you got a nice tequila drink on the menu, I'm gonna grab it.
Sure.
You know, but if I'm with pops, if I'm with the guys, you know, we're gonna grab some cigars. We're gonna sip a whiskey, a scotch. And you know, I think as I've gotten older, my palate's kind of moved towards some of that too.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a lot.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't need a lot. I remember we had a barbecue. Mom gave me about this much of the scotch. And I said, I'm going home. That's it. I said, I drink. And I said, this ain't it. This crazy right here.
It's crazy, right?
This crazy right here.
Kind of going off of that, what's the craziest drink y'all have had before?
Okay. I was in Philly.
Uh-oh. Story
I was in
time.
Philly. We were just walking
Uh-huh.
down the street, and they had like a jazz club, brand new. I think this was like their first 2 weeks open, but they had a restaurant next door that I had eaten at previously. Went to the spot. It's called the Bayou. If you're ever in Philly, if you're in West Philly, stop at Booker's, and then for the night shift, go to the Bayou. That's their jazz club. You know, holla at them. Black-owned business, y'all.
Plug.
And they had this drink. I don't remember what it was called, but it was a tequila drink, and it had jalapeno and cucumber.
What?
We had 3.
Oh.
We didn't stop. We just had a good time. You know, that experience. And I just remember just walking down the street of Philly. I was like, I'm about to walk home. They said, you're in Philadelphia. Get in the car right now. So, you know, that was my craziest drink experience, and I really enjoyed that. What about y'all?
No, that's real. Dang. Okay, so it was a party I went to, and again, I'm not a drinker, but I have a high tolerance naturally. So we got to this party, and I'm having a good time, and they give us like, I think it was like tequila, or it was like a Crown shot or something like that. But then I go into the fridge. I'm like, I need me something cold, you know what I'm saying? They like, yeah, we got popsicles in there, go ahead. I said, popsicles? At a party? Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you one. I started licking on popsicle, you know what I'm saying? Having a good time. She was like, yeah, those moonshine popsicles, you gonna be good. I said, these are
Oh,
what?
that's messed up.
Yes.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
I said, what's in here? They said moonshine popsicle. I said, oh, okay. My best friend looked over, somebody was talking to me, I was like, she said, yeah, nah, let me get her. Nah, she's off limits, don't touch her no more, she's good. I said, appreciate your best friend, love you, shut up. But yeah, that was mine. Go ahead.
So the craziest, I can honestly say it's probably in college when you don't have an understanding of liquor. I think we was drinking straight vodka coming from a party and rag topping in the street. That's telling you my age, was rag topping. But yeah, it wasn't even a chase. It was just straight vodka. We left a party and we grabbed a bottle of vodka and we was turning it up and
What?
rag topping in the street. So
What?
crazy.
Nice.
Oh, that
But
would be
you know,
crazy, though.
I think you said something that the older you get, the more your taste is refined. And yeah, I don't like vodka to this day.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You'll never see me drink Bacardi ever.
I do not like vodka.
I'm weak. Everyone says that about Bacardi, but I want to get to this food.
Yeah.
So, is there some utensils?
Yeah, there's something cool. I'll grab it.
So we're just gonna show y'all what this food looks like to eat, y'all.
While she gets
This
the
is
utensils.
this is the salmon. Y'all see that? So, look at this. Voila. And then this is the steak. The steak is nice. It's like a nice medium well. It looks tender. It looks juicy. I see the sear on the steak, and it looks great, y'all.
Yeah.
That looks great. I don't think y'all. And then the smell of it, just. I know Miss Becky was doing her thing back there. Okay. This was great. She taught you well, Miss Hanifa.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm gonna pass my boy his plate.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know he ready. I'm ready. We ready. Honestly, this is one of those times where I just feel like the Bucket family should be joining us. Stay tuned for that. We might do some live recordings. Who knows? But as of right now, we're just gonna give y'all our feedback and tell y'all how this smashed. Cause it's not gonna be nasty. I can tell you that right now.
No. I just know this is about to be.
Ain't no bad reviews
No.
over here.
I'm giving everybody a chance to get their place. Thank you. That's that.
Oh yeah. Let me get that noodle that's hanging on.
There's some surf and turf. I'm getting the salmon and the steak action going on in my plate, y'all. Y'all not. Ooh, they not ready.
I see some more garnish.
Some salad.
Oh.
We have some kale salad.
We got a kale salad.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get the steak from you. Bro, look at
Nice
this.
and tender.
You want to put it on the same plate? Or?
Seared.
Yes, ma'am. We don't discriminate around here.
Anybody allergic to nuts because it has pecans in it?
No.
No, ma'am.
The only thing that I am when it comes to food is hungry.
Oh. Oh, you're fine.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
So, I know we're about to dive in and give reviews, and I know you're about to make your plate too, but in the meantime, can you just tell us a little bit about your experience today and how you feel?
It has been a great experience just to see you in this element. Man, I am so proud of you, and coming from like we did the interview over Zoom, and to see this has been like wow. I am impressed. I am enjoying myself right now in this process. So thank you for even having me back. I love this what you guys are doing, this platform that y'all using, and how you're communicating to the masses. So thank you.
No, thank you. Because this, you put your foot in this. Okay? Girl.
And I honestly was supposed to save some of the sauce to put on top of y'all steak and salmon, but hey,
What's up, bro?
we'll get over it.
This is so good. Like, thank you so
And we're
much.
supposed to have some steak knives, but hey,
It's
we
okay.
eating though.
The steak is so tender. All I gotta use is a fork. Oh yeah, the rest of our crew is getting a plate. Don't worry. But honestly,
And the salad is good too. What kind of dressing did you use on this?
This is a Sweet and Savory Creation salad dressing, so it's a house-made dressing.
Okay. She's not giving up a secret, y'all.
I'm not, because a lot of people were like, they don't like kale, but they love this salad. So yes, that's one of my go-to.
and I know she kept you on a cliffhanger because you thought she was gonna say it after that
No,
pause.
y'all thought she was about to tell y'all.
But you have to become a client of Sweet and Savory to taste
you
this
do.
food.
That
So
you
we
do.
appreciate that. So in the last couple minutes of the show, before
Yes.
we just roll out, can you tell us where we can find you, where we
Please.
can contact you, get you in our house to cook this
So
food?
IG, I'm on ATL Sweet _and_Savory. That's my IG. phone number is 404-931-9255 if you want to book an event. Typically, I do lunches every day. I do meal prep. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to low carb, vegan, whatever your meal prep plan is, I can accommodate it. And I do desserts. I can pretty much do whatever event you're in need of.
So you heard it from Miss Hanifa. Get at her, get her in your house, get her food. It don't matter if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain weight. She the person you're supposed to call.
You want to call.
With that being said, I'm Dunlap the Connect. This my boy.
Be not.
We gonna see y'all in the next episode of What's in the Pot. Peace.
Peace.